I love that the first film, Inside Out, kind of showed us the importance of embracing sadness. It was kind of a profound idea at the time because, yeah, I think a lot of us grew up being told, like, don't be sad. And, you know, for Inside Out 2, what I love about this is we get the chance to expand that and to explore other new emotions that are a little bit more complicated, like anxiety, for example. And we get to wrestle with, like, what do you do with that emotion? Is embrace anxiety the right message? I don't know if it is. And so we got the chance to really explore, like, how does one wrestle with anxiety and what's the best way to do that and what are the tools in order to try to handle that?
That's something that Pete Docter decided. He's our chief creative officer at the studio and the director on the original film. And, you know, these movies are really hard just to make one. And that was his intention of making the first one. Make that as great as it can, put a nice little bow on it, and send it off into the world, and then move on to the next thing, which is what he did. But that one kept coming back. People kept stopping him and saying how meaningful it was. And how much they loved it. And that got him thinking, it kept happening. And he's like, I think there might be something else here. There might be a potential. And that's where I came in, and he met with me and told me the same thing. And he's like, I don't have a pitch as to what we could do, but I think you'd be a good person to go off and think of what we could potentially do. And the great thing about working with Pixar is that we wouldn't tell another story in Riley's life unless we knew, unless we had a really good reason to do it. I remember Jonas Rivera, who's the producer on the original film, told me, you're inheriting a wonderful cast of people. Not only are they really good at what they do, but they're really fun, and they're just genuinely great people. And you know, starting with you know, Louis Black, he's fantastic. He's so funny. And he can bring the essence of anger.
It could be the most perfect casting that's ever happened in the history of casting.
It's true. It's true. Fantastic.
Paul Walter Hauser is our embarrassment. Probably the strangest of all recording sessions that we've had for him and for us, because it's a character that doesn't speak. It was 3.5 hours of vocalizations. Paul being given, here Kelsey would say, here's what you would be saying if you were brave enough to talk, but you're not. And he would have to do it in sounds, and it was great, and it was a lot of work, and everyone was exhausted by the end of that session.
It was an interesting acting exercise for him.
Yeah, brilliant. Love Paul Walter Hauser. We got to explore new areas of the mind that weren't explored in the first film, and we got to set aside personality islands and set aside core memories and actually find something new and hopefully really deep to talk about in this. And I think tapping into beliefs and your belief system and like what you believe to be true about yourself and how that impacts how you see yourself, and then how that in turn impacts your behavior and how you act based on how you see yourself. And it was a very challenging concept for us to find a way to visualize in a clear way, but the team really rallied, and a lot of people poured themselves into coming up with a great solution, and we love the belief system and the sense of self.